Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to a new year of Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Hope you all had a great holiday. I thought we'd start off with a bang by drawing Spider-Man from the new movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. So a challenge right off the bat with a little foreshortening, some 3/4 angles, some difficult hands, but I'm sure you're up for it, okay? Before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow. Hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Okay, so let's draw Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home. We're going to draw Spider-Man step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw him again and again. I want you to understand that I'm not going to get too hung up on the specifics of Spidey's costume or the version in this lesson. I want to focus on how to construct his body so that you can draw him over and over again and put any costume or design on that body you want. Maybe one of your own Spider-Man designs. I'm going to start by talking about how I break down a character I'm going to draw, especially like today. It's one I've never drawn before. So here's the reference I'm using. This is what I'm going to use to figure out how to draw him for you. So what I normally do is figure out how big the entire character is based on how big their head is. In this drawing, Spider-Man is 4 heads tall. In other words, however tall his head is, his entire body in this particular pose is just over 4 of those. Not to get too technical, but I want to pay a little attention to the negative space between his hands, his legs, and between his foot and head as a guide, so I don't draw his arms, legs, or feet too big or too small. In other words, always look for clues in the reference drawing you're copying to help you map out your character. And finally, you'll see I use guidelines to help you to know where to map out some of the stuff we're drawing. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. We're going to start with our roadmap of Spidey. In this first step, I'm not worrying about the details. I'm focused on getting his proportions, his pose, and his posture mapped out as light as possible. So let's start with that roadmap for Spider-Man. Okay, so there's our roadmap for Spider-Man for the new movie Spider-Man No Way Home. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. In this step, Spider-Man starts to look like Spidey. I want to remind you that we're still drawing as light as possible in this step, okay? So let's rough out the features of Spider-Man. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for Spider-Man. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our Spider-Man. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all that hard work figuring this out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. Always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. So let's draw in the details for Spider-Man. Alrighty, there he is, Spider-Man, from the new movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn Spider-Man before, you cannot expect to have drawn him perfectly. Spidey is a difficult character to tackle, no matter what version, especially in a pose such as this. You notice I don't spend time coloring Spidey during this video because I want my lessons to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Spider-Man. And with that, you can draw him again and again, in any version or costume. And by all means, color him when you're done. I promise each time you draw him, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series, where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your version of Spider-Man. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #levelupcartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.